7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're gonna be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
That's right. You're very, very special.
We have a downed spacecraft.
I want what's on that ship.
We can do it. We're fast. We're strong. We don't break.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Monsters.
Invasive species. Predatory.
If we don't lock them down, it will be too late.
What is up? What's going on? We are back. Another episode of Alien Earth. Got the usual suspects in the house, Mr. Danny Graham and Brian the Grizzly. Danny, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Find me on my channel on Mondays and Fridays. Also find me on a new channel I'm making. It's called Danny's Shorts Factory. I want to do shorts on there only, so please go over there and subscribe. Sometimes I rock with Nzo and OC. On Monday nights, we do our 3 shows each Monday. His show, my show, and Chris' show. And then on Sundays, you got me on Storms Live.
Yes. Make sure to check out all the channels. Follow Danny. Make sure you sub to the Shorts channel, because I'm going to guarantee you'll get some good shorts over there. Also, Brian the Grizzly. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Spoiler Kings with their Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I'm pretty much wherever Anzo's going. I'm probably going to be somewhere around there. And Danny is the hardest working man I've ever seen. I mean, he got like 5 different channels that he's doing all at the same damn time. It makes me look like I need to have another job.
Negative.
It's funny, right? Because it's funny, right? Because when we're talking about doing the other show, I didn't even ask you if you wanted to do it. I was just like, hey, I'm thinking about doing another show. I didn't even ask him, like, hey, do you want to do it? And like, no, I'm just thinking about it. And it's like, well, all right, let's do this. So it's crazy, man. Unbelievable. But I said I'm gonna like I said at the end of OOC, I said I'm gonna do a little push, right? Gonna try and do different things and push out a lot of contents to see where it can bring us, and it'll be the last push. Like, this will be the last push before I say sayonara to YouTube. Now, I'm not saying I'm doing it anytime soon. I'm just saying I'm gonna do like a real effort to see like a last minute thing, and if it pays off, it pays off. If not, oh well.
Still all these shows that we started off, they're all gonna be coming back.
Oh yeah, I know. I was like, Danny was like, hey, don't we usually do this on Friday? I was like, yeah, but unfortunately Peacemaker starts tonight, so the review for Peacemaker will be tomorrow. Like, holy cow, bro. But thank you.
I will not be on that one, buddy. You can take that.
Danny's still hating on Peacemaker, you know what I mean? But yeah, at least when Peacemaker, well, next week we'll be done with Twisted Metal, because we got the 3 episodes. So that's one that gets knocked off the calendar. So we could probably rearrange other things after that.
I don't want Twisted Metal to end.
Me neither. I want way more of that stuff. But we are not here to talk about Twisted Metal. We are here to talk about Alien Earth. They dropped episode 3, and before I bring it up, I just want to get you guys' opinion. Danny, what did you think of episode 3 overall?
Man, I'm fully invested in this show. At first I was like, I don't know, but hey, when I clicked on, because somebody told me it was Thursday, I said Thursday. Just so happened Tuesday I looked and it was on there, and I watched it before I went to bed. I'm fully vested. My favorite character is the one played by Timothy Oliphant. So I'm ready to see what's gonna happen because he seems fearless. I'm still trying to figure out what's this fifth one because I'm only counting 4. So this fifth one must going to be a doozy, whatever it is.
I agree. Brian, what about you? What do you think about this episode?
It was awesome. Just honestly, I'm at the point right now where I'm like, dude, I need more. I don't even like watching the episodes now because I know it has to end and I have to wait another week for it to come back.
I wish they would have dropped it.
Dude, they should have dropped 2. I should have had another one. I'm sitting there watching Early and Boy Kavalier and cursing them out and all stuff. And then it ends, and I'm like, so now what do I do? I don't know what else to do now. You know?
It's a catch-22 because some of these shows we wish they would drop right away, and then you get one like stream like this, and then no more content on it. But now you're dropping every week. At least we get to do some content on it. But I do agree with you. Like, this is one of those shows that would be good to binge watch, to be honest with you. Now, overall, I thought the episode was good, but I had a lot of issues with this episode, which we are definitely going to get into. I had a few issues where I was like, well, why are they doing that, you know? But
this is really interesting. I realized, so this is like 2 years before the first Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought immediately that Earth would have nothing. So all this has to be for naught, right? Earth has no contact with them. But then I realized they left Earth a long time ago. So Earth can contact them in Alien first. So we have no idea how this is going to actually end. This could end with the Earth already being ransacked. I never
with aliens.
With aliens, yeah, exactly. It could.
It could, but then wouldn't that kind of take away from the continuity?
Or they know more about the aliens before we get back to Earth. So like maybe Alien and Aliens is still too far away for them to contact each other. By the time Alien 3 comes out, they know what they are and they've been around for a long time. And I wouldn't mess with continuity at all.
I got you. Well, there was a question. Go ahead, Danny.
I think I was discussed this yesterday, either earlier today, that this show, as it's playing, is messing up continuity with the first one because, correct me if I'm wrong, Ripley and that whole team and the Space Marines didn't know anything about this. So
but that's my point. They're already in space, and they're so far from Earth that they can't contact them directly. You know what I'm saying? They're so far out there. They're so far from Earth direct. You can't just call them on the phone. It takes a long time to contact. So they have been away from contact from Earth for a while.
So you're saying they're already in space by the time this show starts?
Exactly. They already launched.
But I don't think there's no military, is it?
What do you mean, on Earth?
No, I mean on the Earth we're seeing now, there's no military. It's just those 4 groups, those 4 companies. I think
we're trying to run the entire Earth. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they all have their sections of military or whatever. You know what I mean? But definitely very interesting to see how they continue this and not mess up the continuity. Because like Danny said, it seems like, and we'll get to it when I get to the part where they're dissecting it. And it's like, well, you guys seem to know a lot of information about the alien already. And I don't remember personally if they knew that much about them in the previous movies, you know? So,
and also they didn't share information. We know there are other alien movies, right? So we know they got information from Prometheus and all that stuff, you know. So we know that there's more information. We weren't privy to it by Alien because those people had no idea about it. So Alien and Aliens, that's not all the knowledge on Earth. That's just the knowledge that was left on that expedition.
So you saying that this ship went out first and stayed out there 65 years?
Yep.
And then before it could get back, the Space Marine ship where Ripley already left.
Exactly.
For all intents and purposes, they could have passed each other and not know it.
100%. Ripley could have left 5 years ago. So now there's no, their ship's passing in the night. So there's no problem now because they can't contact Earth. They're not hearing any of this information as this is happening. So it doesn't actually have a continuity problem.
Which would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Danny.
Then they said Ripley all her people was dead, all her family and stuff was dead, because when
it
they're in
took so long for them to go.
I'm saying when they're in this suspended animation, they don't age, correct?
Yeah, they don't age. They don't age because even we know with Morrow, he was in there for 65 years. So that's what it is. So everyone's dead now. So if they might have left, Ripley might have left 60 years ago. So all that knowledge is not going to be with them. So they have no idea what's happening. So it doesn't really mess with continuity because they have no idea what's going on Earth while they were gone.
And
but yeah, it does, because he was steady making contact with that Asian lady in that room. He was steady making contact, making updates and stuff. So they gotta make some kind of updates and
he's
stuff.
sending updates, but he's not getting information from her because it's not direct information. It's not direct. It's
No,
too far away.
But what I'm saying, she knew what was on that ship because he's been sending her transmissions the whole time. The Asian lady knew what was on that ship, because all throughout that whole voyage.
Oh, yes, because mother knows everything. Yeah, yeah. No, but that doesn't mean that Ripley had to know anything. If Ripley left 50 years ago.
Yeah, but no, the point I'm arguing that you said that they didn't have contact, they didn't have communication. I'm saying they did have communication because he was sending updates
after they got closer.
Every time they find one particular monster or whatever. Like he was sending updates, and because I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was like, we had the 5 cargo, blah 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 blah, da da da. This is happening, blah 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 blah. I don't know how far. I think by that time they were like 4 months away,
which will only take you minutes. Think about like when you in Mars, you taking a message from Mars, it takes you 12 hours, 14 hours. So but here that information will start coming quickly. But here's the thing: years of information is too far away. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but here's the thing though, because if you remember in the first Alien, and don't quote me because I haven't seen it in a long time, but the android was communicating with Earth too and was getting messages back, right? Because the android was the one they told the android to make sure the humans die, right? No witnesses or anything like that, right? So if I'm not mistaken,
there was 4 months out. That was 4 months out.
They were 4 months out?
Yeah. No, I was talking about the original Alien.
Oh, the original Alien. Yeah, the original Alien. Yes.
As much as I would like to say I can remember all of that plot, I cannot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember, because I remember the android sending messages, I was
receiving it.
That's what I'm saying. I believe he did, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm sure Shifty Gizm will let us know about that one, if that's the case. But either or, whatever they do, as long as they can tie it in a nice little bow towards the end where it doesn't mess up anything, then it's like, okay, I can understand it. You know what I mean? I can understand the decisions they're making. But there are a few decisions that they make in this episode where I'm kind of like, where are they going with this? But it starts off, obviously, with the synthetics, and they're looking at all of the creatures that they got. And I'm disappointed because the little worm thing, it looks like the blood just goes out of it because they show it small again. So I'm like, okay, it didn't morph into anything,
or it doesn't just digest.
Right? Yeah. It like something, and maybe it takes something from the blood and then just spits the blood out after that. We don't know. But what I did hear is that there is definitely a possibility that 2 of these creatures are going to like morph into something, you know what I mean? Where it's good. Yeah. So I did hear something like that. So that would be very interesting if they do. But of course, it starts off, they're looking at it, and this one here, can't remember her name, but she is losing it because of what happened. And I think when the video I saw also, it's going to show that a lot of these synthetics are kind of going crazy, right? They're not really thinking properly. So I think that's where they're kind of going to say, this is why we don't see the technology in the future, is because it didn't work. They all went crazy. Something happened to them. Maybe Wendy's the only one that actually it worked on, right? And everybody else, they go crazy or they don't fall, something like that. But I could see them doing something like that.
What is her name? She's not Nibs. Is she the one that they call Nibs?
I am not sure. Let me see if I can bring up the cast.
I remember. I think that's where her name was Nibs or something like that. Because she was like, "Why are we always named after Peter Pan? All these Peter Pan characters."
Yeah. And she was mad because Wendy has a real name and she doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what the hell's Nibs? What the hell's a nib?
Yeah, it's Nibs. It's Nibs. Her name is Nibs. Yeah. So you can see she's going crazy. What do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? You think they're all going to go crazy?
I think I don't think Wendy is. The rest of them might be can't handle it. But I think that's kind of what they're watching. I thought it was kind of ironic. She's talking about we're faster, we're stronger, we can't break. First time you encounter a xenomorph, you broke. So
facts. But now there is one named Curly, right? I'm looking at it, of course. And she's the one that is actually, I think she might be okay too. Because
she's the one who's right pilot in front of me. We're looking right now.
Yeah, right. And she's the one that wants to learn more, right? And she's talking with the billionaire, and she's talking about how she wants to be more, and she's better than Wendy. So she has aspirations. So I think her and Wendy are probably going to be the only two that adjust to it properly. So very interesting when they do that. But I
bet you're probably going to try and do that thing like the females will take better than the males or something.
They could do that. And the certain channels were going to go crazy if they do something like that, Danny. They're going to, men bad, women better than everything. So yeah,
I think we all going to die.
Oh, you think all the guys are going to die?
I think almost all of them are going to die.
I think he's one of them too, though.
Slightly is going to be. Yeah, I think he is too. But I think all the rest of them are going to die. Not even just because not because they explode or anything or go crazy or anything like that. I think they're just going to die.
Yeah,
we saw Wendy. Wendy got hit on the head and they had to save her life because she's losing that stuff that's keeping them strong. The same thing's going to happen to all of them. They are going to die.
I could see that. You think Kush is going to die too? Danny, your mic just went out again. Sorry, brother. You think Kush is going to die too?
No. I think Kush is going to end up taking over eventually.
So if they plan to do more than one season, which is what I'm hearing, I don't think they all die in this season.
I think Wendy stays alive. I think her brother's there, and maybe he needs a new body and he ends up getting a new body too. I think Kush stays alive no matter what. So, and I don't know anyone besides that. And then Boy Kavalier is probably going to be around for another year.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you.
I think the millionaire's he's not going to get killed.
The billionaire?
No, I don't think he's going to die. I don't think he's going to die either. At least not now. I think because when you really look on the other ones, they don't mess up continuity, Wayland runs everything. So Wayland is probably going to wipe out all of those other groups that they're battling with for the universe, because it seems to me like Wayland is the one that runs the universe towards the end, right?
What's it called? Wayland Usami?
Usami.
Yeah. Something too I saw I never noticed it, but the eggs respond to humans when they're close. I didn't realize that.
You know what? Neither did I. When he said that, I was like, okay, that's very interesting, But the billionaire comes in and he's being the billionaire and he wants to talk to Wendy, but they're telling him they can't and they're doing diagnosis. Now you can see that this guy here is kind of and he's questioning what the billionaire is doing, but he's scared of him, so he can't really say anything. You know what I mean? So I think there's going to be some tension between those two coming up pretty soon. What do you think?
I think he's dead. He's the red shirt guy on Star Trek. You just don't know it.
He's saying he's going to die soon, Danny.
Yeah, that billionaire going. I wouldn't be a bit surprised that billionaire sacrificed him with one of them things to see something. Because you see, they took the lung out of the to test that thing, like the egg. I mean, the face hugger got something inside of it. So it's crazy.
Well, that was that's what I liked, right? I liked that they actually opened up the face hugger and took the parasite out of it and showed us what the parasite looks like and everything like that. I thought that was really cool. We never seen that before. So you're doing something like that. I enjoyed that. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's definitely different. So I really did like that. And I was like you, Danny, I had no idea that the alien eggs only opened up when a human got close to them, which I like too as well.
Or something to go along with this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, go along with this. How many kids are there?
Ooh.
Exactly how many kids are there?
You mean synthetic kids?
Yes, synthetic kids.
I count about 6.
Nibs? 6, right? That's what I count. I count about 6. How many eggs are there?
Ooh, there's like 6 eggs.
6 or 7.
There's 6 eggs. I counted 6 eggs. There's 6 kids. What do you think is going to happen to those kids?
Oh, you think the face huggers are going to get them?
I think so. I think they're going to end up turning into the xenomorph. I think that, and they're intelligent. They're more durable. Ooh, that might be a problem.
Yeah, but is that flesh though, or is that something artificially made?
Well, when those kids, was the Smee and Slightly were by the eggs, they would be reacting.
Because we never seen a synthetic xenomorph.
I know.
That would be interesting.
They weren't reacting to the cyborg Moro.
No, they didn't.
They didn't react to him neither.
They did because they started to open up.
No, I'm sorry, Tim the elephant. They didn't react to him.
They didn't to Kirsch, but those 2 kids.
I don't think they reacted to Wendy. She was there.
Did it react to the kids?
That's the only time it started to open. Who else was there? There's a human.
No, it was Wendy's brother.
He was
no, it was the billionaire. It was the billionaire.
They reacted to the billionaire and they reacted to Wendy's brother when they were inside that little blue force field. He walked through there because we was like, what's he doing? He's putting his head down there.
Do you remember when Kirsch, when they first found the eggs, when Kirsch found Moro and he was trying to save the 2 kids, and Moro jumped off the ledge, right? And the eggs started to open up there. The only human beings, I guess, would be those kids, right?
I'm just gonna go back and watch that.
You know,
interesting.
If we go through that, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I saw it and I was confused. And I was like, let me need to ask this. That was episode 3, and it was like
it was in episode 3.
It was in episode 3, like 10 minutes in.
I thought it was 2.
So about 10 minutes in, we're gonna see. So this is after Wendy kicks the alien and chops him, chops him up and all stuff. And she passes out. We go back to see Smee and Slightly. You know, they're like, hey, what's up, man? And then that's when Moro walks in and he downloads all his thoughts. And that's when Kirsch comes in. And Kirsch tells him, hey, you either deal with us or you're going to have to deal with them because the eggs start opening up.
So right here, you're talking about when Kirsch comes in, right?
Yep. And that's when Moro jumps off the ledge.
You're a prodigy. I work for Prodigy.
This is it though.
Yeah, it's opening up around him. Yeah. But Moro he has human in him, right? Because
he's part human.
He's part human because there's this part where he says, "Are you a cyborg?" And he's like, "No." He said, "I'm nor a cyborg nor human or something. I wish I wasn't what they made me, or a worse part of man, or something like that." So, yeah, it definitely did start to open up with him.
He talks something about him for 65 years. All his rest of his family is dead. So now only specimens, the only thing that he has left is those 5 specimens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he was going to put his life on the line because of his entire family's going. Well, for it to have a family, that means you're human at one point in time, right? So he is part human. He's a cyborg.
Yeah. I could see that. I could definitely see that. So we get to Wendy. We cut back to Wendy now. She's looking for her brother. One thing I will say is I love the way it started, where it kind of continued from where we left off, where they showed a little flashback, and then she jumps down and the alien Earth comes in and everything. I like that. That was a good touch the way they did that. I enjoyed that. You know, But yeah, she goes and she saves her brother, and then they find out that there's an alien there. And now, okay, so I think this was one of the scenes where I kind of had an issue, where it's like the alien goes up on top and she stabs it.
Mm-hmm.
The blood, the acid comes down, so it does have the acid still, so it's not a mutation or anything like that. But then it gets to the brother, and it kind of like just, you know, toying with him. Like,
there's a lot of plot devices in here, buddy.
I agree. That's what I'm saying, because we've seen this thing.
That brother should have been dead.
Exactly.
It killed all those other people. Like when he jumped up, when Morrow
with
put him in the cocoon and he jumped up, they killed everyone in the room in like 30 seconds. They're playing around with Hermit. Like what?
Yeah. Like, why? You know what I mean? I guess maybe if they did something where it's like, you know, there was a connection, or like the predator likes to play with their prey or something like that, if we know something like that. But just to watch it kill everybody so quickness, and then 2 times with this guy, throw him around or some shit instead of killing him, I'm just like, okay, come on now. Danny's right. Plot device. You know what I mean? They want to have a confrontation, but they don't actually want to have him kill it, or it kill him. So I find that a little bit weird too. And just as it's about to, you know, spit out its second mouth, Wendy comes in and she grabs it with a hook, right? Now, there should have been acid dripping all out of that tongue right away, but there's none. Okay, fine, right? But
it's
she dried.
It's only in the blood.
Yeah, it's only in the blood, but I figured if it's like, because that hook was
through. I don't understand.
Huh? Yeah, the hook is going through its mouth. The blood would, you know what I mean?
It's going through the little thing that shoots the tongue, I guess you call it.
Yeah. I'm figuring the acid would be there too, right? Because the acid blood is flowing through the whole body, so it would be there too. But okay, fine. I'll let that pass. I was like, kind of weird, but I let that pass. But then she takes it to the elevator, okay? And hold on. I'm just gonna play it. I'll cut it out or whatever, because only pulls it out to cut off the tongue. Why didn't you pull out the whole freaking head? You know what I mean? Like, you pull out the whole head, it crashes the head, you're good to go. But plot device again. You know, Zachary said, I'm not going to work on the kids because they're full synthetic. Plays react to only the cyborg and humans. Cyborg and humans.
So xenomorphs only do cyborgs and humans. Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, so it comes down, but as it closes down, it pulls her in. Another thing is this: you hear the noise. I said xenomorph is dead, but damn, couldn't you have showed us?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Couldn't you have showed us her fighting it in there? I wish I would have seen that. Huh? Yeah, I know the effects. They didn't want to show the effects and shit. But you already spent how much did you guys talk about, Brian? How much did they actually spend?
$21 million per episode.
Good Lord.
Per episode.
Yeah, exactly. So you could have given us that. You know what I mean? So that was a little issue that I had with that. But then he opens it up. He sees the xenomorph with his head cut off. And then, of course, she starts to bleed her white, milky blood and falls down. Now, another issue I had is why the fuck isn't the acid burning through the floor in this scene? The acid is just sitting on the floor. I'm like, what are we doing here with the consistency, right? Because when she stabs it in the truck, the acid pours out, the truck gets turned over, and you see this huge hole in there from the acid. And now all of a sudden the acid is just like laying on the floor. I was like, okay, whatever.
Costs too much money. You can't stop trying to spend my money.
Nah, just show it going through the floor. That's all. You know what I mean? It doesn't. You don't have to show all the damage it's doing, but just start going through the floor. You know. So, but it's one of those things. What do you guys think of this scene, though? Go ahead, Danny. You're muted, though.
Muted.
Oh, he's on the phone. Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. So, no, first thing I thought was, okay, so she was able to kill a xenomorph with a
yeah, we hear you.
She took a paper cutter slicer, and she was able to kill a xenomorph with that. I was like, really? That's what's going on? We have military people. We have all these other strong, unbelievable strong people in all the other movies. And you telling me this little girl who's just learning how to use his body with a paper cutter could kill a xenomorph? That kind of blew my mind. And then I was thinking the same thing with all this blood. Shouldn't it be like, it should have eaten up the paper cutter? You know, it should have eaten up the floor. It should have done all of those things. And only thing she got is that little scratch, whatever, on her head. Man, no, it should be a lot more damage.
I agree. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, like I said, I agree with what Brian said. I thought it was actually a sword, but it just the little knife thing off the paper slicer. No, I don't care how much strength she got. It's still, you would think it would need more than that to slice through xenomorph. They're supposed to be so tough and rugged, but to me, they are really powering down the xenomorphs. I mean,
I think so too.
In movies and stuff, them suckers is, man. Look how much trouble they give a predator, and now we'd already see the face huggers been controlled by oh boy, what's his name, Fetch, or whatever his name is. I mean, he held him down with nothing, and then cut him and kill him, and so they're really powering down the xenomorphs and the whole alien, I guess, from the facehuggers on to. So
yeah, it seems that way to me too.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but there are definitely some plot devices and powering down. But I guess they got to build that just to show you just how strong, I guess, they actually are, the synthetic children. So I guess,
right, because you see the. Go ahead.
I said, I guess you just got to kind of. It's kind of like what's that movie with Viola Davis? There ain't no way she's doing all that stuff.
The one where she's the president.
She's doing all that stuff she's doing, but you had to do that to sell the movie. So they got to do that to sell this. So I'm cool with it.
I got you.
We don't know how long Wendy's actually been in her body. We know
it's a good point.
She's the younger kid, right? She's the baby sister, and she was 12. But he thought she died earlier, so it could be possible that Wendy's been in her body for 4, 5, 6 years, maybe. So
yeah,
definitely 6 eggs.
Yeah,
I don't think it's been that long, because we would have seen the billionaire boy mature. He looks the same from day one to day now.
Good point. It could also be, you know what I mean, like
saw her as a human though, and her going to that body. So I don't know how long it is, but could it be like less than a year? That's why I
think it's just a few months is what I'm thinking.
That's even worse. How the hell did you learn how to do that? How did you learn how to do any of these things?
Because Wendy, you already seen. I think they put more in her than they did the other ones, because because nobody else that they've shown us, they're watching everything she does. They're watching and showing it. We haven't seen them do that. We haven't seen them do it with any other kids. So I think she has more hardware, software, or whatever you want to call it, in her programming than the rest of them.
That's why they call her Wendy. She's the first. I mean, she's probably the strongest. She's the oldest. You know, maybe put the most in it. Maybe she was the most talented before she became, this hybrid.
Yeah, because he seems more worried about her. Didn't I tell you 100%. To follow her and not to lose her and go find her? He's not. He doesn't seem to have that same concern for the rest of them.
Well, I mean, even the idea of her being Wendy and the rest of them being the Lost Boys. It's her watching after all of them. She's the most important thing, and all the rest of them are just the ones following her. That's what it seems like. That these got everyone. I mean, even though Nibs is upset about it and Curly wants to be more, they're not as important as Wendy is, and that's why they call her Wendy.
Yeah, they're definitely not as important as Wendy, and I think that's why Curly wants to be important, right? That's why she's like, "Oh, Wendy's not the right one. I am the right one to do it." Now, it's possible that the consciousness that they have inside of them matures a lot more than it would be if it was in an actual body, right? Because it can get smarter. They can learn a lot more information. He's telling her what books to read so that you can come back and have a conversation with me, right? So I think that may be an interesting thing where they get like they mature a lot faster now that they're not in a body, which I hope that they do that. But yeah, we got the 6 eggs and we got the 2 little kids, and they sitting there looking at the eggs, and then Morrow comes in. Does it come in here? Yeah, Morrow comes in, and he's pretty much having a conversation with them, and he realizes that they're kids. You know what I mean? He realizes that they're kids, and he's telling them like, "Oh, what about your parents?" And he's like, "No, we protect our friends, our parents, and stuff like that." So now he knows that there's something different about them. What did you guys think of this scene? Because I thought it was fire, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that guy who's playing Morrow, he's killing it. He got that creepy, got that troubled. He got like three different personalities going inside of him. Because his facial expressions, especially like when he's on the phone with this Indian kid, when he hacked that phone or a pad or TV or whatever it was, man, he looked creepy, and that. And then how he was convincing him to trust him and that he needed a friend, and then when the kid said yes, the way his facial expressions changed, so that actor, he's killing it with his facial expressions and his that kind of creepy factor.
Yep. And again, I had a problem with that scene too, which we'll get into when we get to it, but I definitely had a problem with that. And there's one little conversation that kind of makes me have that problem with it, but we'll get into that. But Moreau, he basically tells them, and you can see when he's having the conversation, he's like, here's the scenario, you have people who you consider your friends, and you have to die. You know what I mean? It's either go against your objective or save your friends. What would you do? So at the beginning, when they first show him, it didn't look like he really liked anybody on there. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like he cared about anybody. So it's obviously that he has some sort of feelings. So I don't know.
I think he's just mission driven. If it interferes with the mission, then you gotta go. As long as the mission and that kind of coincides, then you're all right. But the second you cross that line and you interfere with the mission, then he's not going to hesitate to take you out.
That's the thing with you guys, though.
Okay,
I think
go ahead.
I see a little different. I think that he is a cyborg, but he's a person, and he's dealing things on a person level. But that it was obvious when he was downloading that they're starting to control him. There's an override switch on him, on Morrow. So like, no matter what he's doing, at some point in time, they can just say override, and we're going to hijack you, and you're going to do what I tell you to do. And that's why when he's doing these crazy things, he's not speaking to them. It's almost like he's just being taken over. So that's why I think is going on more than anything, even with this whole conversation. The way he's explaining it and saying, you're in this situation, that's what he says he has friends, but then he has to switch and change over. I don't think he switched and changed over. I think they took over him because he was close enough for them to go ahead and do that now.
Oof, that's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting, and I could see that, but I feel like, okay, so I think it's two things too in general. I do think that Danny is correct. I do think that it's mission over anything else, right? But I also think that he may not want to have watched all those people die. Like, he may have wanted to have saved them or saved some of them, but because he was told, like you said, Brian,
they hack his brain. Like, he's doing stuff that they hack his brain and say, you're going to comply with this.
Yeah. Like a RoboCop primary objective. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Put that in him to where even though you may want to do something, you can't because you're forced to do the mission, right? I could definitely see that. He goes, they have the conversation. he downloads the information and he tells them pretty much about the eggs and stuff like that, the creatures there, and then Kirsch comes in. And this conversation, I'm gonna play it. If it gets cut out, I'll cut it out. I thought it was fire. I really and they hide behind him like he is their parent, you know? But
Dad.
what did you guys think of their first meeting? Because that was one of the ones I couldn't wait for, and I know they're gonna fight. Those two are going to fight, so I'm excited for that. What'd you think? Go ahead. Anyway,
Timothy Olyphant is my favorite character in this. He's killing it as Kirsch, so I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping that he outsmart the billionaire and kind of come out on top and escape. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know whether it's going to happen or not. I don't want to see him get killed or anything. Morrow, him and Marty, like it's like the immovable object meets the God, what's it saying?
The immovable object, unstoppable force, or something like that.
The irresistible force meets the unmovable object.
That's it.
That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah, that's gonna be fire, Brian.
I think those are the two strongest characters that we've seen, and of all these things, right? So I think at the end of the day, we're going to find out that they're the ones that are going to determine what happens to these five species. They're going to be the last line of defense, and they're both working for different factions, right?
Yeah.
So either they come together and and figure out something, or one kills the other, and then we see Wayland come in and take them, and that's why you get the Wayland-Yutani Corporation, because one of them wins, and then Wayland takes that thing, and then they form together, and that's what comes, how it becomes what it is.
Absolutely. And it's funny too, right? Because when you really think on it, with Wayland running everything, it's gonna be maybe I don't know. It's weird to say, like, if they fight, who's gonna win the fight, how they're gonna take care of that, but it's something that I'm looking forward to. Like, I think this is like foreshadowing them having a meeting towards the end of this season where they got to fight. So that's definitely going to be fire.
Yeah, it's a cyborg versus a synth, right?
Yeah, yeah. Kerr is going to betray the billionaire guy and remind me of David. You know what? I kind of got that vibe too, but I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna betray him. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna betray him.
He might let him die. He might let him get too close and let him die, and then he takes over.
Because usually when they do their things, right, it's to examine like the alien species, right? And they're already doing that at the end of this when they put it in the lung, right? So they're already monitoring doing it. So I don't see why there would have to be a human sacrifice for him to do that. You know what I mean? Usually when you watch the alien movies, it's always like some sort of human sacrifice where they see the androids let it go. David did it and stuff like that. But I think in this one, because they're already doing tests on it, there's no need for that, It's just, how do the rest of the creatures end up getting out, right? How do they get out? And of course, I watched the video and I don't remember, but someone said there's another xenomorph running around there. So there's actually two of them.
Two xenomorphs. Yeah, that might make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So is this the first scene we see with all three of them, cyborgs, synths, and the hybrids? Is this the first time all three of them are together?
Yeah, it is.
That's fire in itself.
And it was a good scene. Yeah, 100%. Because you could see Morrow kind of trying to put two and two together. Are you the parent? And he says they think they have parents. You know what I mean? So
because he doesn't know what they are. Remember, he's been gone for 65 years, so he doesn't know what the hell is a hybrid. Or he's thinking that they are AI. But if they're AI, they don't have parents. They weren't born.
Exactly. And so he's telling him basically, I want the eggs. They're $1 billion she spent on them. And he pretty much tells him no, and he runs off, You
leave now, or they're going to come and get you.
Because, like you said, Brian, it opened up when he got close to it, right? So right here, it opened up when it cut to him. So Moral's basically, Kush basically telling him, like, either it's going to get you or we're going to get you. And that's when he ends up running, you know? So I definitely thought that was cool. I like that. So he runs off. We had a great conversation there. Now we see them taking Wendy and they're taking the brother, and they also have the xenomorph there too. And again, the xenomorph's blood is smoking, but it's not going anywhere. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? So I think they got to be a little bit more consistent with that, but I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for it. But they end up transporting it, so they go back to their head base, and we'll just skip all of this because really not much in here. They have the brother. Everybody's kind of shocked that Wendy is hurt, you know, so they're trying to fix her, and this is where they have the conversation where it's like, oh, you know, he should have never sent them out there. The billionaire comes in there and he tells them to have some balls to say what you wanted to say, but he can't really talk to him, which is what he wants to, you know? And then we get to, so wait a minute, hold on. Oh yeah, okay, so I thought it was the girl for a second. But this is where we find out that the eggs actually open up to human, and he tells him to lock the place down, and he locks him out, and nobody's allowed in there other than synthetics and androids or whatever, you know? So what did you guys...
hybrids, yeah.
Oh, yeah, hybrids and synthetics, right? And no one's else allowed in there. What did you guys think about this? Do you think that the alien's going to get out and take a lot of these people? Because the only way for something to happen on this base is for one of those aliens to get out, right? Because they left the ship. So if there's one alien still running around on Earth, which I think we'll find out there is, unless it snuck onto one of the ships, which they're accustomed to doing shit like that as well. The only thing I could think about is one of them them face huggers getting out. Maybe the one in the lung. Who knows? What do you guys think?
Well, we done seen 3 xenomorphs get killed, right? We seen the one that Wendy killed.
Only one.
I thought, and didn't the Morrow kill one or wrapped up in that webbing or whatever?
But then
it got out. It broke out. Yeah.
And killed everybody in the room in 3 seconds.
So is that the same one that Wendy killed?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
So here's the thing though, Danny. If there's 2 running around, then we don't actually know which one Wendy killed, right? It could have been the one that Morrow had in the cabinet that got out, or it could have been just another random one running around there, right? We don't really know if there was one, and I think they did a good job of trying to hide that from us. But Zachary said, heavy spoiler said there's an alien lurking that they haven't caught yet. Is that flying an alien? Right. So we did hear about that.
Did you guys see when
they showed a picture of it, the one that's flying?
Did they?
Really?
I thought they showed something in one of those videos. They showed something was flying. In like the intro? In the intro?
Oh, in the intro. Yeah. I haven't watched the intro. I haven't really paid attention to it, but now that you said that, I'm actually going to pay attention to it. What were your question, Brian?
Did you guys see when Morrow held slightly up against the wall? He was holding him by his neck, and you saw the thing move in his neck.
In Morrow's neck?
In Slightly's neck, the little boy.
Oh yes, yeah.
His neck, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Is it possible that they're not infecting the hybrids, but they're able to use them in some way?
Maybe
to an actual human body. After this, he grabs his neck and he holds him in. So after this happens.
Let's see. I think it was right here, around here.
No, because I think it's still.
I think it's right before Kush comes in, right?
Yeah, exactly. So after he downloads. Or was that just it healing? That's why I'm
Oh,
something
no,
happened.
you know what?
Then that could just be him healing.
It could be, but he was grabbing him like this. You know what I think that might be?
Like he put some in his neck.
Yeah, the chip. The chip. Remember, after he does the download, he takes that chip out of his finger. He hit it in the dude's neck.
That's what that is. Wow.
Yeah.
So then he could track them to wherever they
So
go.
he could track them. Yes.
That's why I wanted to ask. That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah. It's funny too, because when I seen him do the chip, I was like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see what he does with it. Right here. Finger. Yeah.
Yep. And he grabs by his neck, he put it on there.
That's how he's able to talk to him. That's how he's able to talk to him in the room. Do that.
Okay.
Thing.
Makes so much
good
sense,
job catching that, because now I don't have the problem with him talking in the room anymore. Exactly. I had a huge problem with that, because I'm like, you guys talked about how the security in this place is top notch, but this guy's able to just hack in there and talk to one of the synthetics.
That's how you hear it in his head.
Yeah, that's how he hears it in his head. It's not the TV, it's in his actual head. That's interesting. Okay, I like that now. I like that, because this is the scene I'm talking about, where they're talking about, what did he say to you when he whispered to you? And then he's like, oh, is he going to come and kill us? And he's like, no, our security is too strong for that. You know what I mean?
Find him though, right? What did he whisper to you? No.
Right? So like, we're secure in the middle of an ocean. And then I'm like, this guy is able to just come in there. But now that I see that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Now knows where he is. That's why he's able to talk to him. All those things. Because he's being tracked, all because of slightly.
Absolutely. Now we see him. He talks to Yotani, your whatever her name is, Yotani, the whaling company, right? And he's like, "Oh, you're used to speaking to my mother. Well, it's been 65 years. She's dead. You know what I mean?" And she's telling him to come in, but he's like, "No, I'm gonna finish the mission." So,
but that proves that they cannot talk to them directly. Only thing they can do is set them with a set of objectives, and then they pretend like it is. So, like,
that proves they can, because you said you've been used to talking to my mother,
and she's been dead. So that means they've
been talking.
She's dead. How they're talking.
Okay, but then
you know what I'm saying. So no. So what they did is they put it in. That's part of his programming. This is part of his program. So he thought that he was talking to her, but this is just all something they already knew was going on. There's part of this program already. There's pre-programmed instructions, and that's what they're talking to. Our pre-existing knowledge of the alien stuff, and they're programming this stuff, and so like they're talking to him.
Well, so I didn't actually see it like that. I saw it as like before he went on the mission that was 65 years. That's when he had the relationship with the mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I thought he was talking to her, but that was part of the programming. That wasn't actually him talking to her. Because
I got you. Because even 4 months he's saying mother. He thinks he's talking to her, but he's actually talking to the daughter. That makes sense. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Because she was already dead by that time, and he's talking to somebody. Like in the first episode, he's like typing mother and this and that, and it's not her, it's the daughter.
It's the daughter. It's the first time he's actually been able to talk to this person, because they find her close enough, but it was actually her, the daughter, not the mother. They haven't talked in 60 years.
Yeah. Curly comes in and she's talking to the billionaire guy, and she's telling him that Wendy is not the right one, and I am, and I have ambitions, and I want to learn. What do you think her end game is?
What you got, Danny?
I think she's going to be the top dog. And it's apparent that they said in the first video how when they transfer the essence that it would leave all the different chemicals to cause emotion and this, that, and the other. Though apparently that's not true, because right now we're seeing the kids are definitely fearful. Wendy has a very strong allegiance to her brother. She risked her life. And now this right here is showing signs of greed and ambition. So apparently, you may take the essence out of the human, but you're not taking the human out of the essence. And I think
Facts.
that's going to be a severe problem as it progresses.
And it's funny that you say that, because I think that is one of the major points of the show, what they're trying to do, right? Because he asked the question, when is a machine not a machine, right? That's not just a question he asked to him. That's pretty much explaining us what's going to happen to these synthetics, what they're going to have to deal with. What are we? Are we human? Are we synthetics, right? You know what I mean? We used to be humans, but what are we now? So I think that's a question and stuff that they're going to have to deal with going forward. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I think that's exactly what Danny just said. Exactly what Danny said. I think that's perfectly said, and I ain't got nothing else to add.
So first off, let's get this straight. Danny says nothing perfectly. All right. He just
I knew it could not happen, boy.
He's saying I couldn't go a whole stream, Danny.
I knew
it. So now we get this guy, and I don't remember his name either. Let me see if I can
Slightly
bring up his name. Slightly, that's it. So Slightly is talking to Morrow, because I thought Morrow hacked into the system, but he didn't. He used a chip on his neck that he put in his body. That's why he was hearing it in his head, right? Which makes a lot of sense now. So I had an issue with the scene. I don't have it anymore because it got explained to me. And you guys explained to me better, because even when I watched it, I did see something in his neck. But what I really thought it was this, just, he choked the synthetic and then it was bruised a bit, but went back to normal. But now that you really look at it and you break it down, it's actually him putting the chip in there. Yeah. So now, and I don't know if you guys seen the trailer for the next episode, but do you think he is going to fall for the okie doke?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, you talking about an Indian kid?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Morrow about to play him like a puppet, boy.
Really like a marionette, like exactly like he's pulling all the strings. Exactly.
He absolutely is.
You're gonna have him so messed up.
And then you know what's funny too? Because now that I'm thinking about it, this may be another reason as to why we don't see them in the future, because you got to put kids in there, and it's just like you can manipulate the kids, you can do certain things, you know what I mean? Like they're not adult enough to be able to handle certain situations, and I think a lot of that is going to come to light. So you're going to have to deal with the Indian kid, with him, betraying and thinking that he's his friend, being naive. You have the one that's going crazy. You have the one that has more ambition. And then you also have Wendy, who kind of is good, but she has feelings for her brother. So you're seeing different emotions coming from each one of these hybrids. It's interesting. Very interesting. Anik Jones said, "Hey, fellas, haven't watched episode 3 yet, so I'll rewatch this episode tomorrow. Also, Nzo, I'll let you know when I can come on. Also, check out the trailer for The Devil May Cry Season 2. I will, definitely. And yes, you can let me know, because I am waiting for you, brother. I'm waiting." Anik say he want to come on because I hate everything. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. I hate everything. Let's do this. Let's do it.
That should be an interesting stream.
I'm so glad I passed this card, because I forgot to talk about it in the last 2 episodes. What the fuck is that person spraying on the wall that we've seen in every single episode?
I have no clue. I know exactly what you're talking about too. I don't know.
Hold on, now I'll try and find it. Hold on, go back a bit. Right now, right?
Yep. Right
there we go. Yeah. That they have been in every episode, Danny. You see that in every episode whenever they pass that wall, and it looks like it's the same wall. Maybe not, but I'm like, what the hell is this thing doing?
But is that just Nibs
like an old
reaction to this, and it's maybe an old memory that's coming back because of the problems that she's having adjusting to this new body.
It could be, but at the same time, I think it wasn't only Nibs that walked down there and seen that person doing that, right? I think Wendy walked down the hall and that person was doing it, and then I think there was all the kids together, something like that. But I know we've seen it multiple times, and no explanation, just standing there doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm curious to know if we're gonna find out what that is. You know, maybe there's something in there, like some sort of human bugs, and it's gonna, I don't know, I just see something mutating with one of them creatures and becoming something else, you know? So I'm just curious to know what that is. But she's looking at herself. She's pretty much starting to go crazy, right? Wendy wakes up finally, and she's walking.
I looked it up, Nzo. It says,
yeah, go ahead.
In the television show Alien Earth, a mysterious individual in a hazmat suit is seen spraying dark areas in the hallways of the Neverland Ranch. The current prevailing theory is that this person is spraying for mold, which thrives in warm, wet climates. According to the IGN, the black spots on the walls are believed to be black mold, and the spraying is an attempt to eliminate it. However, some fans speculate about a deeper, more symbolic meaning to the action, suggesting it's a foreshadow, a rot, or something sinister beneath the surface, potentially impact the mental state of the characters. It is noted that the show's creator, Noah Hawley, is known for including such enigmatic details that may or may not be explained later. It is important to distinguish this detail from other spraying seen in the Alien franchise, such as the blue mist surrounding the xenomorph eggs, which is believed to be a protective barrier or sensor for you.
Okay. Interesting. Definitely something. That thing ain't just doing that. And usually in these shows, when they focus on something like that more than once, it's because it's important. You know, you know what I mean? It's something that they want us to remember.
It's like that M. Shyamalan, whatever his name, some kind of sinister stuff he always put in his movies.
Doing his crap movies. But yeah, Danny, we don't talk about that guy anymore.
Why?
No more. Huh? Because he hasn't made a good movie since Sixth Sense.
No,
I mean,
true.
Devil was good. I thought Devil was pretty good. The elevator one where they locked in the elevator?
Yeah, and the one with Samuel Jackson, Bruce Willis. All three of them was good.
I didn't like the last one. And the first Unbreakable was like, meh.
I didn't like how it ended, but I liked the whole
I like Split. I like Split a lot.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that's the best one. But the other two, yeah. But yeah, he hasn't really done it.
He's turning different people in that cell, and then how he had each one of them contained. I thought that was fine.
So we get to Wendy. She wakes up. Now, I think I probably passed it, but we see that they're actually, first I thought they were fixing his lung, right? I thought maybe his lung had collapsed or something like that, and they were fixing it. But no, we find out that they took the lung out. Yeah, and they put it in a glass case, right? And we don't know why until we get to this scene coming up, because Wendy can hear the clicks of the alien. Now, I don't know where they're going with this, but I'm not sure I like it too much, right? What are we doing here? Like,
me, it reminds me of when you remember when Ripley was cloned and she could feel him.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I hope it's not, but how would they get their DNA? It's something.
Exactly, Danny. Like, if you're gonna do something like that, then I guess maybe they had the alien before they sent the DNA.
Exactly. Yeah, it has to be a prior knowledge of the alien.
Because it just makes no sense that she would have some sort of connection with them unless there was some sort of DNA, because they do say the aliens are kind of like a hive mind.
It makes me double down on the fact that she is special. And I think that billionaire boy knows what exactly is. And he's trying to figure out if she can survive this process. It's kind of like how Wolverine was injected with the adamantium instead of Sabretooth. They want to see whether or not he could survive. I think Sabretooth was strong enough to survive it, but they wanted to see if Wolverine could survive it, then Sabretooth is going to go next. I think if she could survive whatever paces he put her through, then he gonna try and transfer his S in there because he don't want to die.
Yeah,
I don't think he does, but
no, I don't think he does wants to die either. I think he wants to live forever, and I think that's because even when like I went back and I watched some videos about the the timeline of Alien and stuff like that, they say straight up the Wayland has always been about immortality, right? So it's not even about weaponizing these aliens to go and do things. It's always about finding a way to live forever, right? So if you can understand the alien DNA, maybe you can do something with it to live longer, to live better, to regenerate your life or something like that. So I think that's where it basically all comes down to be honest with you.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Very interesting to see. But now, so here it is. They're actually working on him. They're pretty much taking out his lung. But then we see Kish, and Kish decides to go take one of the alien eggs. And they're doing this all at the same time. So they're doing the operation on the brother, and Kish is actually examining the egg at the same time. Now, I knew the eggs were big, but when I seen it like this, I was like, oh, okay, so they're really actually big. And I thought maybe that there was, a queen egg that's bigger than the rest of them, right? But it seems like they're all the same size.
They're all the same size.
Yeah. I thought it. Wendy can hear them speaking. She can hear their frequency.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Her being that, but shouldn't Kirsch also be able to hear her then? Hear it too.
And I was gonna say, yeah, okay, that's fine if she hears the frequency, but it seemed like she was in pain when it was in pain. You know what I mean? Like when it was cutting it open, it seemed like she was feeling it too. I could be wrong. I'd have to watch it again and see, but it just felt like that to me. And if that's the case, I don't know where they're going with this. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know where they're actually going with this. So it's definitely going to be something interesting to see. But he cuts it open, and they're doing the autopsy on it. And he's like, if it escapes, vacuum it up. But as Wendy's walking there, I'm going to play the scene because just to show you where I think it feels like she's feeling its pain. So is this where he starts cutting it? Yeah, he starts cutting it. You see? So maybe it's because it's this screaming is hurting her head.
Out the telekinetic, whatever TE type of thing, whatever
frequency or whatever.
She's able to hear because she's also on that same
frequency level. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense. I thought it was actually pain, but she's probably because it looked like she's holding her ears, right? So it looks like she's probably like hearing it more than anything. So so they're taking out his lung. Yeah, she feels it screaming. Now they pull it out. Hold on, let me see when I get to when they pull it out. Because doesn't it like attack them or something? Yeah, it jumps out. They grab it. They put it on the ground. And then they cut it open. And they pull something from it, which is this little parasite here. I thought that was cool. Because at the end of the day, we never seen that before, what it looked like. We always see the face hugger jump on and then it comes out. So I hope, because they end up putting it in the lung. So I hope when they show us what happens, there's like an x-ray where we can see it eating the stuff and growing in the lung, because that's the only way if they're experimenting on it, right? But what did you think about this scene that you finally got to see this, Brian?
It was disgusting. It was nasty, disgusting. I didn't understand exactly what was going on with Wendy. I feel like she could definitely hear the frequency, what was going on there, trying to communicate with her. But then that made me think, is the technology that that's used to create her the same technology they use with creating this body and creating some type of whatever organism? So I was wondering that maybe what's his name, the boy Kavalier used this technology a little bit, the information that he had to create her, and they're very similar in their buildings.
That would definitely be interesting. 100%. You know, if there's like some sort of connection with the technology and the aliens, there has to be something there. I mean, we have to learn something what's going on there, because we can't just, oh yeah, there's a connection there because of the frequency. Why is she the only one that's able to hear the frequency, right? Maybe she's smarter, maybe because she can do that tapping, breaking codes and stuff like that. So maybe she learned a lot more than we thought. And I think we'll find out that these hybrids are a lot smarter than we thought, you know? But then they go and they grab it, into the lung, and Wendy's like feeling certain things, because now it's not about the frequency, right? Because it's not making any noise. So I don't know. There's just some sort of connection there that's really interesting that we'll see. There's a royal face hugger, a queen born, and there are other ways the queen is born, like the strongest alien becomes a queen. Really? That's what I was trying to figure out. We talked about that a few weeks ago, where it's like, how does a queen become? You know what I mean? Like, can an alien turn into a queen? Or so it's interesting to see that, definitely. So Wendy's on the ground, and the episode ends like that. So what do you think of the final scene where we see what they're doing with the parasite, Danny?
To me, this reminds me a lot of, I know you ain't gonna like this. I compare it to the Penguin, because you're rooting for the bad guy because he's doing stuff that's kind of good, but then when he start doing his evil stuff, you really see that he was never a good guy. He just was camouflaged. And I think that, I don't want Kirsch to be bad, but I think he's being bad. I think that I think that he might be even trying to outsmart the billionaire. I ain't quite got a fix on him yet, but I think he has his own agenda. But right now, he's just playing nice until he can get what he really wants.
You know, as much as I said, I can agree with that, because at the end of the day, these androids have always had some sort of agenda, right? Starting with David. Now, I know they're kind of getting rid of the Prometheus and all that stuff, but at the same time, it's still always these androids where it's like, you know, either they're following their mission or they're on their own mission. So I could definitely see that where
I think somebody said that this is a direct correlation with Blade Runner. That's why Kirsch looks like the guy in Blade Runner. Get the same similar hairstyle. The guy, what was his name that played the guy?
Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, Rutger Hauer. So I heard that from some. I think Shifty might have said that because he knows more about the lore than anybody that I know. But I think it's some kind of connection with that. I think he was saying that last week, if memory serves.
Well, he did, and it's funny too, because I've watched videos where they said there's a little bit of a connection to Blade Runner in it. Now, I didn't get to watch the video because he must have put some, like, it was one, I think it was Emergency Always, right? He does the breakdowns. Well, he did a breakdown where he was talking about the connection to Blade Runner. And when I went to go watch the video, it was like, oh, this video was blocked because of copyright claims, right? So I was like, oh, I didn't even get to see it. So I don't know if he edited and fixed it or whatever. But yeah, so it was good to know that even he got blocked. You know what I mean? Now, not because I always thought it was just the small channels, but now it's like, okay, you big channels get it too. So, but at the same time, I believe that we're going to find, I think like they're trying to do this whole Blade Runner, Alien, and Predator universe kind of thing, which is interesting if they do it.
I don't think Blade Runner will be the next one. You know, if you're going to do Alien and Predator, you didn't know Blade Runner would be the one that fits with him.
Exactly. And you can, right? Because, you know, you introduce the synthetics like in that, like Danny, and then boom, there you go. That's how they came about in Blade Runner, you know? So I enjoyed it. Yeah, go ahead.
He said that he's been to all these different worlds. He's seen all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm.
He want to die. So maybe
absolutely.
So
I'm down with it, especially
of what you immortality. Maybe that's the next step. Say, well, we can't do it with this, so let's just do it like Blade Runner.
This, yeah, 100%. And I'm cool with it if we get like, you know, another Blade Runner movie or something, and you know, we get because I know they won't actually cross them over, but they'll put references in the movie. You know what I mean? I think Alien and Predator is more of a crossover than a crossing it over with Blade Runner. Kind of be weird if you just started doing that now. You know what I mean? So it would be better if you just take the androids that, this from, you know, the Blade Runner part, and you bring them over into the Alien and Predator universe instead of trying to do it the other way around. But said they took Brother's lung to use for the alien. Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I know it does pop from their chest, but I didn't know it went into their lungs. So that's another thing that, you know, we're learning about these aliens and stuff. So as long as you give us more stuff to learn about, I'm good with it. Overall,
how did they figure out that they need that little thing, the little parasite needs to go into a lung?
Because when Krish got into the ship, or when they first got into the ship, when they went by the stasis pods, they knew something blew out from their chest. So I'm guessing, you know what I mean?
Carbon dioxide to make oxygen. Okay.
Right. Not to mention the fact that Kish kind of said he was reading all the logs, on the ships. Yeah, the mission logs. Right. So he probably would have got that information there. So yeah. Danny, what are your overall thoughts of the episode, grades, and if you have any predictions?
I'm definitely interested in this show. It's one I'm glad. I'm thankful that it airs at a decent time. Yeah. As good as it is, I'm not waiting until 12 o'clock to see it, but I'm glad that it airs at a good time and I can watch it and digest it. I think that I agree with what Brian said. I think all the kids are going to get killed. I think Morrow is definitely going to play that little boy like a fiddle. I think Kirsch is doing something, his own plan. Right now, he just kind of playing like a kind of camouflage. But I think if he figures out something with those aliens and he can make himself stronger or more independent than what he is, I think he's going to do that. I'm not sure about Wendy. I'm getting a leader vibes from Wendy, so I'm not sure she's gonna be like a rebel or something. I'm not sure about her brother. I think he might. I think he might become a xenomorph, whether he gets killed or not. But I'm thinking that he's probably gonna go. And she may have to kill him or something. That would be. Or maybe she can, like if she can hear him, whatever. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they have some kind of psychic bond or something. I don't know, but I definitely think that Kirsch definitely has an agenda, and he's just kind of buying his time because right now he got the upper hand because the billionaire don't have direct control over it now, because if he does go in there, he'll compromise himself. So right now he has a little bit of leverage. So I believe Kirsch is going to try and get the upper hand.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Brian,
this whole episode for me was about the three types of, we got the synthetics, the cyborgs, and the artificial intelligence, or the hybrids, whatever. And the idea that with artificial intelligence, eventually they go beyond the people that create them. So that's why I really thought that was what we're seeing more than anything that we see. It's going beyond the creator, and Kirsch is going to start to think for himself, because he's going to look at this thing and say, I can now create life from here, and I will be in charge of it. I think that's what's going to be going on a lot. But seeing the idea that the lung with the parasite, they're doing some stupid stuff, and the whole thing about this whole episode all revolves around those eggs. Those 6 eggs are going to cause so much havoc going forward.
Cracks.
I cannot wait to see how they're going to try to resolve this because it's going to be nuts.
Facts.
6 eggs is way too much.
Facts.
Kill everybody.
Facts. 100%. And Zach said, Alien Earth is above average show. Really enjoying it. Yeah, 100%. It's definitely a good show. You know, especially when it comes to a lot of the alien crap that we have gotten. It's a fresh breath of fresh air, to be honest with you. I'm enjoying it too. I'm going to give this episode a B, right? Like I said, there were a few things that I had an issue with, and one of them got explained, so I'm good with that. So it gets a B for me. Really enjoying it. Can't wait for the next episode. Go ahead.
B plus. I'm at B plus.
B plus, and
I'm at a B plus as well.
Okay, so you guys had a B plus. I guess you didn't have as much problems with it as I did, but you know, at the end of the day, it's still a B. It's still a B plus, which is a very good show, and I think we're inclined for a lot more. You know, and
they're setting up some crazy things, some crazy crossovers.
It's
the
good.
Ending of this show is going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's
you were going to say that?
It's good when you don't feel sleepy on the show. I didn't feel sleepy on this show at all. Some shows I gotta take a nap or watch a second or third time. I was interested the whole time. Sometimes make you go back and now after seeing how we went back and broke it down tonight, if I see something crazy, I'm gonna rewind it 2 or 3 times so I can get a better understanding of it.
Absolutely, 100%.
Be like, oh, okay, I don't care.
100%. Because like you, that was an issue. I was like, nah, man, you can't like break into this security place like that. Just talk to the guy. Now we realize what he did. It's like, oh, that's ingenious. I love it. So
everyone's playing checkers. He's playing chess.
Yep. Facts. 100%. So predictions don't really have much. Not really sure. Like I said, I agree with Danny. Yeah, I think we're going to have the android maybe betraying him. I think we're going to have the android cyborg fight. There's going to be a lot of things that are definitely going to happen in this season. We still have 6 more. Wait, no. Episode 3. So we have
5 more episodes, whatever.
Thank you. Oh my God. I was like, wait, how many episodes do we have? We have 8 episodes. So we have 5 more episodes left. And yeah, I think we're going to get a lot. Hopefully we don't get any filler episodes, but I think we're going to get a lot of stuff that we're going to actually like. So guys, appreciate everybody that came in here, talked about the show, who's going to watch it on the replay. Hit the like button. Tell me what you guys think. If you like the show, if it's doing good for you. Danny, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can definitely find me on my channel on Mondays and Fridays. On the Road to Wisdom, you can find me here on whenever, as long as this series go on. Sometime on OOC on Wednesdays, hang out on Wednesdays, Storms Live on Sundays, and now I just started a new channel just today called Danny's Shorts Factory. Where I'm just download. It's only going to be shorts only. So please go over there and subscribe and watch the content. I hope you like it.
Absolutely. And I'm actually going to drop the link in the chat for you guys. You know what I mean? And I'll make sure to add it to the description so that y'all know where to find Mr. Danny Graham.
Thank you.
When he does the shorts. Oh, no problem, brother. Okay. Can I? This thing acts so weird sometimes. I don't get it. But hold on. Let me bring up Danny's shorts. There we go. I don't know why it skipped straight to you. There we go. All right, guys. So I'm putting it in the chat there, right there. That's Danny's shorts channel. Make sure to go and check it out. Sub to the channel. Check out the shorts that he's doing, Dapper Dan and all of that stuff, even though he ain't got nothing on me. You know what I mean? Hey, here JG last night. JG was like, oh, Roberto must be rubbing off on Nzo because he's looking good. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, you're matching all your stuff. I'm like, bro, I've been matching my stuff. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? I'm like, what? I got a new camera and now all of a sudden it looks like I'm matching my shit? You know what I'm saying?
The color. That's all it was. They couldn't tell the color. Now they're like, oh, that's the same color.
That camera there get you in trouble, boy, but you can see everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hey, you know how before I sat down, I'm like, oh wait, there's a piece of lint there. I had to go and take off the lint because it showed up completely. Like I'm running in 4K. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, so now I can't have no stains on my shirt and nothing because if you see, yeah, it shows it way too like that. So gotta be careful what you get. But like I said, I don't feel like I wasted my money on this at all. I think it was a great buy.
Like, bro, I'm just, it's what makes you happy.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like your watches, I seen them bunch of watches you gave over there. Yeah. I know that was a pretty penny, Danny.
Going. I'm like, look at this.
The last one.
I know that was a pretty penny.
The last was about 2 something. I was like, oh, okay.
That's funny you said that, right? Because when we were talking on stream, I was like, "Oh, the new camera," and then she was like, "How much you pay for the camera?" And I was like, "So," like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, well, whatever, man. You know what I mean? Whatever. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But again, guys, thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. Make sure to check out the Spoiler Kings in an hour. They got their show going on over there. And I think they're going to talk more about aliens and some other stuff over there. So, yeah, make sure to check that out, guys. Definitely. And we will be back, tomorrow. Peacemaker. So we'll be back to talk about that tomorrow. Danny won't be here. Well, me and Brian.
I can do it.
No way. Watch that. Look at that same intro. Man, that intro made me want to shoot people.
I hate the intro. These guys freaking love it. They love the intro. I'm like, nah, bro. Skip.
These are 3 grown men that love Barbie. Let that sink in.
Facts, Danny. Facts.
That paid money to go see Barbie.
Fire. Man, I'll wear a pink shirt on it tomorrow with some Barbie on it.
Right ahead, bro. Be proud of your masculinity.
Oh yeah, this part is
these guys all match and everything. I wear a plain black T-shirt going on every single episode I ever do.
Yeah, well, you want to show them arms and shit. You know what I mean? You got a few females in the chat you trying to impress over there. You know what I mean?
Remember, brand is they're disgusting.
No, that's what.
Yeah.
Every time. What is he doing?
got people in their chat, Danny, thirsting. You know what I mean?
One of them boys, she could take a straw and put essence of brand.
Facts, guys. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up there. Me and Brian got something we're working on too as well. So make sure to be checking it out. You know, hit the like button, subscribe button. Make sure you sub to everybody. Because at the end of the day, we all just trying to have fun and we all trying to, actually do better for our channels right now. So I think it's great. Danny's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, Brian doing their thing. So, and we all come together like Voltron. So that's how we do it. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.